Hi Libra, welcome to your weekly love reading. Let's see what's going on for you this week in terms of love. And the Ace of Cups, love. Okay. I can't get you out of my head. I'm sorry, I've been foolish and taken you for granted. I regret hurting you. You are always my number one and always will be. I can't bear this longing. And finally, I didn't realize what I had until it was too late. And then, like I said, we'll look into the messages in the bag after we've looked at these. Okay, so how does this person feel about you at this time? Okay, so I'm picking up on a lot of serenity, a lot of healing energy. We have healing, calm, intuition, victory. The loss is in reverse, balance, stability, passion, love, ambition. So these are really lovely healing cards. This person is feeling much more optimistic about your connection. They're feeling, what I'm getting overall is they're having much more faith in this connection. Something's happened where they're now at this time truly believing in this connection. They may be feeling a deep connection to the divine, and they're hearing intuitively that healing is taking place, that they can trust in this connection, they can trust in the divine and the soul family that is watching over you and them and the relationship that you have, and just much more balance. There's all these infinity symbols here. This one here, the High Priestess, the Scales of Balance, Justice. Okay, so they really feel as though there's a major positive shift that's happening in your connection. You may be hearing from this person, or you may have reconnected with them. There's definitely some kind of victory here. They're feeling passionate love for you. Ace of Cups is a new beginning in love. So loss in reverse. This person has overcome the fear of loss. I feel they may have struggled in the past with codependency. Like they felt they needed you so much that they feared that they would absolutely be crushed and their world would be turned upside down completely, and that they'd never recover if you ended up parting ways. That was such a huge fear that this really held this person back for a long time. But something's happened either between you both, like as you are interacting, or something's happened internally within this person where they're just in much more calmness. So Six of Swords, some kind of issue or block has been resolved. This is moving away from adversity into a much brighter future, much more healthy, balanced future together. Healing of the past. Some of you may have reconnected and had a really in-depth discussion or something like that. Or this person has just been receiving signs and synchronicities. Or, you know, they could have, for example, had a psychic reading done or something like that that's really just made them at peace to surrender and trust and allow things to unfold in the way that they're supposed to. So this is really, really positive. This is a reading about surrender. And as we know, in order to have our manifestation come in, we have to surrender. You know, we have to hand it over to the divine, because the divine sees the higher perspective. The divine knows how things need to unfold in the right way for everyone involved. And so there's definitely a sense of that. This person is really believing in victory. This is a major shift for this person. It could be that you both are having much more faith now because of the infinity symbol. It's like you're mirroring each other. One of you may have surrendered, so it's made the other person surrender as well, in a true sense. Loss in reverse. There may have been a sense of loss between you in the past, but you're resolving that now. You're feeling more connected than ever, and just feeling so much peace in this person's heart. Justice. So you both may have put in a lot of work into this connection to try and make it work in the past. There's been a lot of ambition in this person's heart for there to be stability and strength within your connection. This person has wanted to be the best version of themselves for you. They've wanted to be a good provider. They may have, wanted to kind of rescue you kind of thing, even though, no one can really do that. We need to be in a place of self-love. But they've had this ambition of being stable and strong within themselves, of being connected more intuitively and more confident. And there being a 50-50 balance and justice within your connection, a balance of give and take. This person may be realizing that they are an equal. If in the past maybe they struggled to feel like they weren't good enough or something like that, they're now seeing and truly knowing that they are an equal. A major internal shift has happened here, and they're feeling a lot of passion. They may be in a place of realization that you still have this passion and love for them, and that you're wanting a new beginning with them as well. Some of them, they may have gone through a time where they doubted that you still wanted them if there was some kind of loss. Maybe you created justice and cut the ties for a while, or moved away from this connection for a while. There was a difficult transition in the past. Maybe you stepped into your power, and then it had a knock-on effect, a mirroring effect, where they stepped into their power, or vice versa. But yeah, they want balance in your connection. They have this ambition of stability and strength, being the best version of themselves for you. They feel very passionate about you, the Queen of Wands, and they feel this deep love, and they want a new beginning in love, and they're really believing in it. I can't get you out of my head. So they're thinking about you all the time. I feel like it's an excited energy. I'm so sorry, I've been foolish and taken you for granted. I regret hurting you. So yeah, there was a loss in the past because they felt like, or they had been foolish in some kind of ways in terms of taking you for granted. But now they want to create justice for that. They want to be that King of Swords. They want to express their truth. Ace of Swords is that as well. They want to be their true authentic self. No beating around the bush. They want to cut to the chase, be direct, be authentic. And you are always my number one and always will be. So this means that they love you more than they love anyone else. It could be that there was a third party situation, like another person involved perhaps, and that's why it hurt you and took you for granted. Justice, it could be that some of them are going through a divorce, or they've had a divorce now, and now they feel healed and ready to be with you. I can't bear this longing. So yeah, this is right next to the passion card as well. They're deeply longing for a passionate new beginning. They may be having like fantasies and desires as well. I didn't realize what I had until it was too late. So yeah, it was only when you walked away they realized the depth of their emotions, and they realized how much work you put into the connection and how you were always there for them. So let's look into these messages here. Taking action. Wow. Yeah, but that's what I'm feeling. There's these swords about being their true self, victory, taking action, cutting the ties to things that are no longer serving them, justice, you know, being a good provider, really being there for you, coming forward, taking action, reaching out. Make you jealous. That may have been one of the issues in the past. There may have been playing some mind games. They may have been with someone else and they were trying to make you jealous just to find out if you still had feelings for them and things like that, which are kind of messed up. And it was an injustice, it wasn't fair, but they have regrets about that now. They may have thought that you would always kind of hang around no matter what, so they could take their time whilst they avoided doing their healing work. But then I feel like they were surprised if you walked away, and it really frightened them in the past. So they've worked really hard to actually do the real healing work. Different paths. So yeah, you had to go down different paths for a while in order, most likely, for you to learn healthy boundaries, for you to learn to love yourself and not, you know, keep trying to prove yourself and look for love and approval from this person. You may have needed to part ways so that you could have self-love and know that your worth is not dependent upon what anyone else says or does or doesn't do. Knowing your worthiness from within, and that different path has helped this person awaken and realize their mistakes and realize what their true priorities are, which I feel is you and the connection, and therefore doing the right thing, making amends, putting things right. Expectations. Okay, so you may have had expectations of this person that they didn't feel like they could live up to, and so in a way they were procrastinating and not stepping up or delivering on their promises because they felt like you were expecting them to make you happy, like you were placing your happiness on their shoulders and making them responsible for your feelings, kind of thing. And they basically knew deep down that they could never make you happy if you weren't happy within yourself. And that may have led to a separation if expectations weren't met. But then that separation has led to a lot of epiphanies and awareness that was needed to move your connection forward in a much more balanced and healthy way. So one final message. Too good for me. So yeah, this person felt that you were too good for them. They didn't feel that they could live up to your expectations. So that created a lot of the fear and the resistance and the procrastination. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.